Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we continue our Varnasrama series, our topics about Varnasrama. What is real Varnasrama? Actually, this topic is very important to understand what Krishna consciousness is. And actually, whatever we are speaking here, that is based on classes given by Shipach Chandra Maharaj in Gadaigiri. When I was staying there, I just was directly listening, and now I'm just sharing what I heard there, and also some my own realization also I am trying to share here. So, because many people speak about that Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, he 50% of his mission is not yet completed. Actually, what does it mean, Varnasrama system? Sometimes we are thinking that Varnasrama means we are staying in the farm community and we are just not using electricity, very simple life. And actually, what does it mean, the simple life? Everything we are discussing here. And also, last time we stopped on Srimad Bhagavatam 11th Canto, chapter 18, text number 17. This is Varnasrama system explained by Lord Krishna to his dear devotee Uddhava. So I just read Sanskrit. Maunaniha nilayama danda vagdeha chetasam nahyate yasya santyanga venubirna bhavedyati. Mauna, avoiding useless speech. Aniha, giving up fruitive activities. Anila ayamaha, controlling the breathing process. Danda, strict disciplines. Vak, of the voice. Deha, of the body. Chetasam, of the mind. Na, not. He, indeed. Ete, these disciplines. Yasya, of whom. Santi, exist. Anga, my dear Uddhava. Venubhi, by bamboo rods. Na, never. Bhavet, is. Yati, a real sannyasi. One who has not accepted the three internal disciplines of avoiding useless speech, avoiding useless activities, and controlling the life air can never be considered a sannyasi merely because of his carrying bamboo rods. Here a big purport, just we take a little bit from here. The word danda indicates the staff carried by those in the renounced order of life. And danda also indicates severe discipline. The Vaishnava sannyasis accept a staff made of 3 bamboo rods, signifying dedication of the body, minds and words to the service of the Supreme Lord. Here Lord Krishna says that one must first accept these 3 dandas or disciplines, namely control of the voice, body and mind within oneself. The practice of anilayama or pranayama, regulating the life air, is meant to control the mind. And one who always thinks of service to Lord Krishna has certainly achieved the perfection of pranayama. Merely carrying the 3 external dandas without assimilating the internal dandas of bodily, mental and vocal discipline can never make one an actual Vaishnava sannyasi, as explained here by Lord Krishna. In the Hamsa Gita section of Mahabharata and Srila Rupa Goswami's Upadeshamrita, there are instructions regarding the sannyasa order of life. A conditioned soul who adopts only the external ornaments of Tridandi sannyasa will not actually be able to control the senses. One who takes sannyasa for false prestige, making a show of saintliness without actual advancement in Krishna Kirtana, will soon be vanquished by the external energy of the Lord. So here, Lord Krishna has already explained about all ashramas and all varnas and all ashramas, and now he is explaining the meaning of yati, yati dharma. That means yati means sannyasi, a real sannyasi. And why it is important that the real sannyasi should be in the society. That is, they is carrying three bamboo rods, signifying kaya, danda, vagdanda, manodanda. And these rods, this is the basement of all society, of Vedic society. So Vedic society all depends on these three rods of sannyasi, Tridandi sannyasi actually. So therefore, we can say this is like, how to say in English, like rod or maybe pivot, yeah? Pivot, yeah, not pivot. Or sometimes it is like, we can say, like pivotal rod, like we can say, of the society. This is three dandas of sannyasi is like that. It is like the core, or it is the heart of the society actually. Therefore it is explained here. And Sri Rupa Goswami in Upadeshamrita giving instructions that Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam Jihva Vegam Udaropasta Vegam Etan Vegan Yavishaheta Dhira Sarvam Apimam Pritivim Sashishyat. So one who controls Vacho, speech, is Vacho Vegam, Manasa, this mind, Krodha, this anger, Jihva, this tongue, Udara, that means stomach, and Upasta, that means genitals. He is eligible to become Jagat Guru. He is eligible to accept disciples in all over the world. Therefore it is said in Vedas, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. That means all the world is like one family, Kutumba. Because in Vedic system, that was possible because of three Dandi sannyasis. That is important because these three Dandi sannyasis travel everywhere, and they just like they are three dandas, like pivotal roads of all the world actually. So therefore all people becoming united. So they travel, they preach everywhere, and this way Vedic culture is spread everywhere. But very important to understand what is behind this. So we read the next shloka. Bhiksham chaturshu varneshu vigarhyan varjayam shared saptagaranna sankliptams tushye labdena tavata. Rejecting those houses that are polluted and untouchable. One should approach without previous calculation seven houses and be satisfied with that which is obtained there by begging. According to necessity, one may approach each of the 4 occupational orders of society. Here it is said, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said, asankliptam indicates that one should not approach certain houses calculating, oh, in that place I can get first-class food, that house has big reputation among beggars. That means I'm not demanding, I'm not expecting any enjoyment from this world. That is one thing very important. So one should beg for one's personal maintenance only from houses where the inhabitants, being sincere followers of the Varnasrama culture, have earned their livelihood by honest means and are free from sinful activities. One may beg alms from such householders. One must not beg alms for one's personal maintenance from those who oppose the Supreme Lord's devotional service, for such service is the whole purpose of Varnasrama culture. So, and also here, those who oppose Vedic culture pass laws to make begging by saintly persons a criminal act. So that means who is insulting and persecutes saintly beggars, considering them to be ordinary vagrants. A lazy person begging to avoid work is certainly abominable, but a certainly person dedicated to the service of the Lord and practicing the discipline of begging to develop full dependence on the Lord's mercy should be given all facility in human society. That is another rule. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur explains that there are 3 forms of collecting alms. Madhukara is the process of imitating the bee who collects a tiny amount of nectar from each flower. Madhukara. In this way, the saintly person accepts a very small amount from each person, avoiding social conflict. The process mentioned here is asanklipta, by which one indiscriminately approaches 7 houses, being satisfied with whatever may be obtained. Prak pranita is that process by which one establishes regular donors and collects one's maintenance from them. In this regard, Srila Viraraghava Acharya has described the initial stage of sannyasa, called kuti chaka, as follows. So there are 4 stages of sannyasa. And a man accepting the initial stage of sannyasa arranged for his children or other relatives and well-wishers to build him a kuti. Kuti, this like bhajan kuti, like we can say in Russia we say kutir. We translate like that. We adopted this word. But kuti, the bhajana kuti, that means meditation cottage. That is the first sannyas type. He gives up worldly affairs and sits within the cottage, trying to remain free from lust, anger, greed, delusion, and so on, but he is nearby his family. He just moved to this kuti. According to the prescribed injunctions of regulated life, he accepts a tridanda, purifies himself with a water pot, shaves his head, leaving a shikha or tuft, chants Gayatri mantra on the sacred thread, and wears saffron garments. Bathing regularly, cleansing, performing achimana, chanting japa, studying the Vedas, remaining celibate, and meditating on the Lord, he receives regular supplies of food from his children, friends, and relatives. Accepting only the bare necessities of life, he remains fixed in his cottage up to the moment of liberation. So like, and I have one book, I just take it. Yeah. Where is my book? Yeah, I got one book, and this is Yadunandan Swami Maharaj. He compiled the sannyasis in modernity. Because in modern society people cannot follow such rules and regulations actually. So we don't know how to follow. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established sannyasa in this in Gaudiya Vaishnava society. And that is very important to understand, that how to apply this. That means like here in Bali, they have no sannyasa ashram. They have some Vedic traditions, Vedic culture, but they don't have this idea of sannyasa. And according to classical canonical text, Sannyasa Upanishads, Manava Dharma Shastra, Bhagavata Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam. This, what sannyasi were doing, that means cutting social ties, living an itinerant life without a fixed home, like our 6 Goswamis. Yeah, they every night they stay different place. Living mendicancy associated with the abandonment of socially recognized economic activities. That means no property, no special food, no diet, like this. Abandoning customary ritual activities, celibacy, that was following. According to Manu Samhita, that means sannyasis, their lifestyle, to be totally focused on achieving spiritual liberation. They just accept difficult material conditions, and internally they're cultivating detachment, like that. And Manu Samhita is saying 6:55 to 60. Let him go to beg once a day. Let him not be eager to obtain a large quantity of alms. Yeah. Let him accept so much only as will sustain life. Let him not care about the utensils. By eating little and by standing and sitting in solitude, let him restrain his senses. By the restraint of his senses, by the destruction of love and hatred, and by the abstention from injuring creatures, he becomes fit for immortality. So, and that very important thing, that sannyasa ashram slowly changed, like we can say, because it happened that 2 groups appeared. It used to be 2 groups. That means Advaita and Vaishnava sannyasis, monist and theist. So both accepted the rules of renounced life, but differently. So Advaita sannyasi is there, karma sannyasi, we can say. They just gave up karma, but their philosophy is different than Vaishnavas. Shankara divided sannyasis in 10 groups, like for example. But before Shankara was Devatanu Vishnu Swami, the great Vaishnava Acharya, who gave Tridanda Sannyasa in Kali Yuga. He revived this tradition. Actually, this tradition was existing before Kali Yuga. It's already explained here in Bhagavatam. And then our Vaishnavacharyas like Ramanuja, Madhva, they in their lines also, they introduced sannyasa. They continued it. That is like spiritual leader, not only for others, sannyasis and renounced one, but for householders also, and people in general. And but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained in Chaitanya Bhagavata and in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he accepted sannyasa life. So we can find it. He taken opportunity that Keshava Bharati, he was Mayavadi sannyasi, from Katwa or Katoya, was visiting Nadia. Nimai requested sannyasa and diksha from him. And and he received sannyasa from 10 names of Shankara, Dashanami. So that means even some sannyasis were existing in Vaishnava society, but this Mayavada sannyasi or Dashanami was more prestigious that time, that Mahaprabhu accepted. And by that he got access to preach, to convert influential and illustrious monis like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Prakashananda Saraswati. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in Puri, Prakashananda Saraswati in Varanasi. And he showed the lifestyle of sannyasa. Because Mayavadi sannyasi, they accept sannyasi, any sannyasi as God. But Mahaprabhu changed it completely. That means everything we are doing for the service of Mukunda. Etam sastaya paratmanishtam. It will be explained in the further in the chapter of Song of Brahman Avanti. It will be given this sannyasa mantra in 23rd chapter of 11th canto. And here Mahaprabhu explained Uddhava, the way how sannyasi should practice. And nowadays, after Mahaprabhu left, only Babajis were there. So that means the Paramahamsas, they above all Varnasrama society. Babajis, we can translate like respected fathers, Babajis. And then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, he introduced this sannyasa in the Vaishnava society, Gaudiya Vaishnava society, and I just give this. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in 1914, just weeks before his Tirobhava, he wrote a letter to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati requesting him to execute his vision for reforming the Chaitanya movement. And he said, "People of this world who are proud of their own aristocratic birth attack the pure Vaishnavas, saying they have taken birth in low-class families because of their sins. Thus they commit offenses. The solution to the problem is to establish the order of Daiva Varnasrama Dharma, something you have started doing. You should know that to be the real service, to be the real service to the Vaishnava. Because pure devotional conclusions are not being preached, all kinds of superstitions and bad concepts are being called devotion by such pseudo sampradayas as Sahajiyas and Ativadi. Please always crush these anti-devotional concepts by preaching pure devotional conclusions and by setting an example through your personal conduct. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave this. So, although our Vaishnava philosophy is so high and so sublime philosophy, just Radha Krishna, Jugala Milana, this is Viraha, Vipralamba, mood, everything is there. So we just meditate on Radha Krishna Lila, but to fulfill Mahaprabhu's desire, we have to establish Varnasrama, Daiva Varnasrama system, Varnasrama society. Yes. So that means Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave instruction to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati to accept sannyas, because the head of this Varnasrama system is sannyasi. Emphasis was given to refuting non-devotional doctrines and correcting deviation within the Chaitanya Sampradaya. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not find any suitable person to be ordained by another sannyasi. He could not find. So on Gaura Jayanti, the celebration of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthday, Gaura Purnima, in the 27 March 1918, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta conducted his own sannyasa ordination ceremony, taking a tridanda and sitting in meditation before a picture of his guru, Srila Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, who had left this mortal world some years earlier. On that very day, he also inaugurated his first temple. It is from Srila Bhakti-Vikas Swami Maharaj book, Bhaktisiddhanta Vaibhava. We can know this. So he just started his first temple, first Gaudiya Math, the same day when he accepted the sannyasa in front of picture of his Guru Maharaj. Yes, why he done this? Because he got instruction from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And the second, he could not find any proper sannyasi Vaishnava, Gaudiya Vaishnava. So, and then inaugurated his institution. So that is connected. Institution of Mahaprabhu mission to spread this Krishna consciousness all over the world and accepting sannyas of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Within the next 18 years, so until his disappearance, he was preaching up to 1936. That means 18 years he spent on that. Gaudiya Math grew rapidly. They established 64 mathas in India and 3 mathas abroad, in London, Germany, and Burma, this Myanmar. Yeah. So he is well known for his uncompromising nature. Yeah, he was very strict, we can say. And why? One reason Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati established sannyasa ordination within his institution was the success of the Ramakrishna mission. That means Ramakrishna mission, they were preaching, giving sannyasa ordination, but people were eating everything. They eating meat, chicken, and they were not following Vedic rules according to Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So they're not following Lord Chaitanya, and their philosophy was Advaita philosophy. So that was the reason also. The same reason why Mahaprabhu accepted sannyasa also. That means to propagate teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to provide roles for spiritual leadership within the pilot Daiva Varnasrama Vaishnava community. Yes, that is very important, because what does it mean, Daiva Varnasrama? That is like a state, actually. It is not just like a small community. No, it is just like a state. Therefore, Prabhupada, when he established ISKCON, he wrote constitution, actually. Constitution we have in the state. For a state government accepts constitution. So that is, I can say, it's very bold action. What our acharyas were doing. And the head of this state is this sannyasi preacher, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And actually, like when I was in Sikkim, before they were having kingdom, and the king is Lama, actually. He is a monk, and the same he is a king. So like that. Uphold the sacred status of the Paramahamsa Babaji dress. That means another thing is that Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji is the guru of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And by accepting saffron dress, accepting position of sannyasi, he showed his position below his guru. So he never become higher than his guru. That's another very important reason. And also, many who wore this, putting on this dress of Paramahamsa dress, Babaji dress, they were acting in immoral way. That means to stop this, yes, deviation. So many reasons are there, very interesting. So, and also provide practical living principles of Yukta Vairagya. What does it mean? Active renunciation, we can say. That then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur started doing modernization of sannyasa, starting using many things sannyasi before were never using, like car, toilet in the Radha Kunda. You can see Western toilet in Radha Kunda. And then Srila Prabhupada, he continued that. Actually, when he came to the Western world, he wanted to introduce the elements of ashramas. Because without this, very difficult to preach. It is very difficult to preach. Should be Vaishnava society. If you preach to someone, he should be just like a member of society also. And that will help him to maintain his vows. And also, it is more easy if you establish society. It's easy for preaching. It's easy for regulating life. Whatever is discussed in Vedas, it's very important. And Prabhupada was giving sannyasa ashram for preaching. It was just equivalent to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's, but some difference was there, were applied in ISKCON. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada writes, in connection with this verse, etansa asthaya paratmanishtam, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said that of the 64 items required for rendering devotional service, acceptance of the symbolic marks of sannyasa is a regulative principle. So that means one of the 64 items, or one of the 64 process of bhakti, is called to accept sannyas. That is also part of bhakti yoga. We can say not only just part of Varnasrama system. If one accepts the sannyasa order, his main business is to devote his life completely to the service of Mukunda, Krishna. One does not completely devote his mind and body to the service of the Lord, does not actually become a sannyasi. It's not just simply changing, simply a matter of changing dress, Prabhupada said. It is also stated, Anasrita karma phalam karyam karma karotiya sasanyasi sayogicha. One who works devotedly for the satisfaction of Krishna is a sannyasi. The dress is not a sannyasa, but the attitude of service to Krishna is. The Prabhupada saying. And Prabhupada gave two restrictions in 1972 when he started giving sannyasa. He said there were two restrictions in sannyasa life. One is that when meeting a rich man and seeing his opulent wealth, we must not think, oh, I have given up everything, but I wish I could enjoy these things. And the other restriction is that when we see a beautiful woman, we must not think, I had a beautiful wife and now this beautiful woman, if I could enjoy her. In other words, do not have any regrets about taking sannyas, Prabhupada said. Aside from these two restrictions, there are no others. Now go and preach. So that is modernization. Here we read in Bhagavatam a little bit differently. And just we read next shloka also, 19. Bahir jala sayam gatva tatro pasprishya vagyataha vibhajya pavitam sesam bunjita sesamahritam. Taking the food gathered through begging, one should leave the populated areas and go to a reservoir of water in a secluded place. There, having taken a bath and washed one's hands thoroughly, one should distribute portions of the food to others who may request it. One should do this without speaking. Then, having truly cleansed the remnants, one should eat everything on one's plate, leaving nothing for future consumption. So that is Prabhupada saying, or Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur saying, saintly persons should not argue or quarrel with materialistic persons who may request or demand part of his foodstuff. They saying, oh, you are eating so opulent, give me that. Like one person, he complained to that when Srila Gaura Govinda Swami Maharaj was in the Bhuvaneshwar, one person came there and he was a little bit criticizing. This sadhu is taking milk every day. So this sadhu is enjoying. So others are not getting milk, others brahmacharis, but this sannyasi Maharaj is taking milk every day. So finally, he gave up taking milk until the last day of, until the end of his life. After that, so that is how he applied this shloka. Some materialistic person coming criticizing, oh, this sannyasi is taking milk, so the sannyasi, he is giving up this. That means somebody demanding your foodstuff, you give up. The word vibhaja indicates that one should give something to such person to avoid disturbance, and then offering the remnants to Lord Vishnu. One should eat everything on one's own plate, without saving food for the future. The word bahir indicates that one should not eat in a public place, and vagyata indicates that one should eat silently, meditating upon the Lord's mercy. Actually, the way I heard, like Srila Prabhupada was saying that some devotee were refusing to preach in Russia. They said, we will not eat anything. Prabhupada said, so you will eat meat, but you preach. So that way Prabhupada was applying the principle of preaching, how it is important. Of course, nobody was following that, but and then we read next. Ekascharen mahimetam niksanga samyatendriya atmakrida atmarata atmavan samadarshanaha, without any material attachments, with the senses fully controlled, remaining enthusiastic and satisfied in realization of the Supreme Lord and his own self, the saintly person should travel about the earth alone. Having equal vision everywhere, he should be steady on the spiritual platform. And that's very important shloka because it was given in the time when we can say there were no airplanes at that time. So how the saintly person will travel all over the world? That is the question. Yes, but here it is said like that. That is eka charet, one should move. Mahim, mahim, that means earth. So we can understand it's like travel in the some part of the earth. But actually the meaning also is very deep. Like the meaning that the real sannyasa will be in the future. Yes, when preaching will be possible all over the world. So that doesn't mean nowadays nobody can be sannyasi, as in Srimad Bhagavatam said. Not like that. Prabhupada said, go and preach. It is not just like minimizing the standard. It is just the real standard of sannyas. It's applied in our time. So now I have some from the class of Sripad Chaitanya Chandra Maharaj. Here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur saying, he should be satisfied in realizing the Supreme Lord in his heart, Paramatma, Atmarata. And he has pastimes with this Bhagavan in his heart, Atma Krida. He is endowed with determination, Atmavan. In the translation of Srila Bhanuswami Maharaj, it is said Paramatma, pastimes with the Paramatma, but it is not correct actually. This translation is not correct. Sripad Chaitanya Chandra Maharaj in the class, he explained this. Later we will come back to this book again. I will read something more from that. It's very interesting. But here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, he used these three words, Atmarata, Atmakrida, Atmavan, from this shloka. And Sripad Chaitanya Chandra Maharaj, he mentioned that the meaning is given like Atmarata means Paramatma. That means one satisfied, one feel peace in his heart by realizing Paramatma. Atmarata it is called. But Atma Krida doesn't mean Paramatma, that means Bhagavan. One is having some pastimes with Bhagavan, that is called Atma Krida. Some full of rasa, full of mellow. And also he is having all types of determination. Therefore he is called Atmavan. The three words, very important to understand what this sannyasa ashram is. And not only sannyasa ashram, but to understand what this pure devotional service is. Because actually, the sannyasa is only external. But inside the heart, the real Vaishnava is sannyasi. So the mood of sannyasa is there in Vaishnava society. So unless one will have devotional service unto the lotus feet of Krishna, he cannot give up his material vision. So the material vision is just obstacle to follow this. Because those who are engaged in their sense gratification, they cannot get enough time to think about the Supreme Lord. So they cannot render unalloyed devotional service unto the lotus feet of Lord. And Maya is waiting this type of persons. And slowly he is getting entrapped by Maya. That type of person cannot help spiritually to someone. Very important. He cannot help to someone spiritually because he already entrapped by Maya. And sannyasi travels all over the world because his only duty is to bring the souls which are captured by Maya, to bring out from Maya and place at the lotus feet of Krishna. And this type of devotees are very, very useful. As we explained before, that this like pivotal rods of this human civilization are three dandas of sannyasi. The sannyasis travel everywhere. Therefore we can say Vasudeva Kutumbakam. All the world is one family. Otherwise, not possible at all. We just speak by speech, we saying, all the world is one family. But we see, like Prabhupada said, many, many new nations, many new flags, new states appeared. But nobody is satisfied. So much quarrel, so much fighting. So if someone is not free from Maya, he may not be able to do any seva to Krishna. And all the scriptures, all the sadhus will say that one should serve Bhagavan Krishna 24 hours. That is message should be spread everywhere. We are all delusioned by Maya. So how can we serve 24 hours to Bhagavan Krishna? That is a question. Because why people are not ready to accept this sannyasa ashram? Because they have fear they will be pushed to follow this, and this actually impossible rule. It's impossible to follow, to serve Krishna 24 hours per day. It's impossible. Every human being who has some intelligence, they can say, so why we should preach that? Why we should spread this? Now we will explain. And we are all illusion, and someone is serving Bhagavan Krishna maybe 2 hours, maximum 3 hours, that's all. Even in Vaishnava society, they don't want to do more seva. So why it's happening? The reason is we are not associating with sadhu, we are not associating with pure devotees. Therefore we have no desire to serve Bhagavan Krishna. That means by sadhu sangha it is possible. 24 hours doesn't mean we should always do something physically. We are serving by body, by mind, by speeches. Even when we are sleeping, we can think about Krishna Seva. And by this way we will be protected by Maya. And how we can get this enthusiasm to do this? From sadhu sangha. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, that is not sadhu sangha. When one should go to sadhu and speak about politics, social activities, oh, what is going on in here, this country, that country, that is not sadhu sangha. Sadhu sangha means one should speak to sadhu in such a way so that sadhu will speak Krishna Katha. So I should speak in such a way so that sadhu will desire to speak Krishna Katha. That is was spoken by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And sadhu sange Krishna katha. That means by associating with sadhu, Krishna katha should go on. That is important. And when this Krishna katha is missing, then all types of deviation comes to Vaishnava society. And this starts from sannyasis, from preachers. Sadhu sangi Krishna nama ei matra chai, samsara janite ara kono bastunai. That means in Prema Vivarta it is said, so we must approach a sadhu and listen from him a Krishna katha. Samsara janite ara kono bastunai. When one will listen from sadhu, he will repent. Oh, what I did in past life. Nija tattva jani aro samsara na chaya ke no baba jinumaya kare haya haya. What type of maya bhajan I did? Alas, I wasted time. I was not performing any devotional activities, any bhakti. That means he understands. But if, as long one has not listened from sadhu, he is saying, oh, this is my samsara, this is my family life, it's very nice. I have nice understanding about life, how to live in this world. My wife is taking care about me very nicely. I have nice children, nice house, nice car. But after a few years, Shipashtanchan Maharaj said, that wife can say, this man is only making troubles because he is not bringing money. And then wife is scolding him. He was having so much attachment, so much affection to her, but she is scolding him. That time he will repent. Oh, alas, what I did. I didn't think about Krishna for a single moment. So how many days Pururava was holding the neck of Urvashi, embracing Urvashi? How many days passed? He did not notice. He could not understand how many days gone, how many years gone. He said like that. So animals, they completely absorbed in this sex, with opposite sex. Yeah, this is Maya's attraction. Those who are attracted towards Maya, how they can serve Krishna? Finally, Maya will become weak and Maya will release us, cannot bind up us anymore, only by sadhusanga. So this sadhusanga is very important. Samsara janite ara konu bastunai. So we should understand why it is important to follow these rules and regulations, why important this sannyasa order, why it is important. Only because he will speak Krishna katha. This sannyasi will speak Krishna katha. No another reason. Not like he is only selfishly thinking about his own liberation. So when we glorify Varnasrama system, we should the same way, we should glorify Krishna katha. Otherwise, Shrama eva hi kevalam, not padayet yadi ratim, vishvaksena katha suya. That means if we are not attracted to Krishna katha by following Varnasrama social rules, that means everything is wasting of time. Shrama eva hi kevalam. Shrama is the opposite of ashrama. Ashrama means shelter, but shrama means just wasting time. Therefore it is said, dadati pratigrihnati guhyamakyati prichati bhunkte bhujete chaiva shadvidham pritilakshanam. That means this Priti Lakshanam, the loving exchange. And that means with sadhu. We can open heart before sadhu. We cannot keep anything secretly. And also, he speaks Krishna Katha. He speaks some secret things to us. If we are not opening heart to sadhu, what will happen? Fear will come. And we will become crooked kapati. And those who are crooked, they cannot serve Krishna. Because so much desire inside. But outwardly, oh, I don't have any desire. I'm completely renounced. Simply, I'm just Krishna devotee. I'm dasa nudas. Please speak like that. But inside so much desire. So how we can serve Krishna? Cannot. So Bhagavan will not accept a seva from a kapati, duplicitous, crooked person. So that means when we speak about society, Varnasrama society, we should understand that in this society there is no kapatya. There is no crookedness. That means simplicity. Simplicity is the first thing. Saralata e Vaishnavata. Otherwise, it is just a cheating. Like Srila Prabhupada said, I didn't give sannyasa to anyone. I didn't give sannyasa to anyone because that is not real sannyasa, because you are not eligible. Therefore, many fell down. And Srila Prabhupada said, I did not give sannyasa. Because if somebody is not completely sincere, some crookedness is there in the heart, how he can be sannyasi? How we will render seva? Somebody say, by serving Guru, but that is also kapati. Kapati, crooked person, also serving Guru. But somebody will say, I have only one Guru, I have only one wife, I have only one child, I have gone for sex one time in my life. Shri Vaishnava Maharaj said, do you believe? At the age of 50, if one will say like this, do you believe? In my life only one time sex, only one life, to Krishna one child and one Guru. It is just like promotion, self-promotion. If with crookedness, with crookedness one is doing self-promotion. Is trying to promote himself. Because I am eligible to go on very high stage. That means he will fall down. Therefore, Srila Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj was always saying, don't be crooked. Then question comes, how we will progress in our devotional life? What we will do? If actually, that is a real question, because we understand that it is not possible at all for us to go to such a high standard. So why we should follow this standard? And the reason is, we should depend on the mercy. We have to cry before Krishna. We have to cry before Krishna. Like Srila Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj, he opened the crying school. Kende bole o he Krishna, Amitabha dasa, Tomara charanachari, haila sarvanasa. The Bhakti Yoga means to cry. Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Yoga Dhana. Bhakti Jai Krishna Nama Smarana Krandana. So one should cry. If you like to serve Krishna, he must cry in his heart, from the inner heart, from the core of the heart. So the question is, are we crying? If we will cry, then we will remember Krishna. Then we can remain sannyasi. Tomar nitya dasamui, toma pasariya, Pariyachon Babarnave Maya Bada Hoya Kripa Kori Koro More Pada Duri Sama Tomara Se Bakakara Tomara Se Bana. I am your eternal servant, but I have forgotten you. Therefore I am drowning in this ocean of material existence. Please consider me as the speck of dust at your lotus feet and allow me to do your seva. That is a prayer of Mahaprabhu. How we are thinking like that. Ainanda tanuja kinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam buddhau kripaya tava pada pankaja stitaduli sadrisham vichintaya. So we must cry that we are not able to serve Krishna properly. We are still in Maya. So please show a mercy. Do something so that I can serve you. So this is Tattva. Sripad Chaitanya Maharaj is saying on the class, he said, many are speaking many things, but nobody is speaking Tattva. So what is the goal of life? What is the objective for which we are all here? With what type of objective we are all sit here? So, Panchama Purushartha Prema. Like last week I gave class for Zaporozhye. Yeah. Zaporozhye, yeah. And I spoke about Panchama Purushartha. This is the goal of life. We will not go for prema, we will go for kama. That means we should understand what is kama, what is prema. Either you will go to love or you will go to lust. You cannot remain in between. There is no place for us in between. Some people saying, like Prabhupada said, 100% we should surrender. Then devotees started bargaining. Srila Prabhupada, maybe it's too much, maybe, okay, 70, oh, it's too much, maybe 50, okay, 30%, okay, at least you try. At least you try 10%, no problem. So, Prabhupada was trying to inspire devotees, encourage. So therefore, our inquire is prema. And that is tattva jigyasa, athato brahma jigyasa. We should inquire about prema, love of Godhead. And we are inquiring about kama, lust. So if we are searching prema in this world, we will not get it. In this world there is no prema at all. Everything based on kama, lust. So when we are searching love in this material world, are we sincere or we are crooked? Something is missing. So why am I searching love in this material world? And dui prakara kapatata. Two type of kapatya is there. Two type of crookedness is there. One is bhogi. We can say elevationist. He wants to elevate according to the level of material life, material comfort. And salvationist. Tyagi. He wants to get salvation. Moksha. Bhogi, elevationist, will not able to do welfare to his own soul and to other souls. And salvationist, they also cannot do, because both of them are selfish. Salvationists cannot give good to their soul and to other souls. That means how much the Sripad Chaitanya Maharaj while he was speaking this class, he said, you try to understand how much duplicity, how much crookedness has filled in this world so much. How much, eh? Even when he was in hospital, before, they put him in medical coma. He was in hospital, and at night, 45 minutes, he was giving class on Pratishta. Just when he was sleeping, he was speaking about Pratishta, because so much Crookedness is there in this material world, and sadhu cannot tolerate it. Therefore, Krishna said, you should become Atmarata, Atmakrida, and Atmavan. 3 words very important. Then you can preach. That is just like formula for preachers. You should be Atmarata, you should be satisfied in yourself. Atmakrida, you should participate in pastimes in the Leelas of Krishna. That means you should have some rasa with Krishna and maintain this rasa. And you should be Atmavan, you should have all determination. Then you can preach. And Chaitanya Maharaj said, many preachers are there nowadays, but you cannot preach being bhogi or tyagi. And if you are doing that, it is only crookedness, simply crookedness. So we cannot say like, or Prabhupada did not want to establish sannyasa. Prabhupada said in 1976, no more sannyasa ashram will be, no more sannyasa initiation. Actually, it is not right, because after that Prabhupada still was giving sannyasa. And that means we are only preaching. But preacher must be sannyasi. If we say there will be no sannyasi in our society, but our society is for preaching, that is crookedness. Because if somebody is a real preacher, there is no problem for him to become sannyasi. And if somebody is the real sannyasi, there is no problem for him to become the real preacher. Because these 3 words, Atmakrida, Atmarata, Atmakrida, Atmavan. Therefore, this Varnasrama system is completely connected with Bhagavata system. Because it is Daiva Varnasrama system. It is not just material Varnasrama, it is Daiva Varnasrama. So Bhagavan Vibhu Chid Vastu, that means absolute infinitive. And we are Anuchid Vastu, to is we absolute infinitive one. So Prabhupada said, Bhagavan is absolute, absolute huge one, and we are absolute infinitive one here. But Jiva is stealing from Bhagavan. We are stealing everything which belongs to Krishna. We are stealing for our own enjoyment. Therefore, we are infinitive. But can we steal very tiny fragmental part? If we steal, we will be punished. So sannyasi means a person who has no inclination to steal. Otherwise, he cannot be sannyasi. Like the example is given by Indra. Indradeva, he put on the dress of sannyasi to steal the horse Ashva from Ashwamedha Yagya of Prithu Maharaj. That is the cheating sannyasi. Prabhupada said the tradition of cheating sannyasi started from this. Dharma Dvoja. That means Dvaji, Dharma Dvoji. Dvaja means flag. So I just put Dharma on the flag and I show everybody, you see, I am Yati, I am the greatest person. Just pay dandavat to me. But if I am not simple-hearted, that means I am stealing. That's very important. And in Maya prison, we are getting danda, punishment here. So there are 3 danda of sannyasi, and there is danda in Maya prison also. When we are stealing property of Krishna, maybe it's not physically punishment, but punishment is different. Krishna is not coming to our vision. That is punishment. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha. That means we are just saying Hare Krishna, but we cannot see Krishna because we are stealing Krishna's property. We are playing the role of Krishnas. We are all like small Krishnas. This is crookedness. You stole and you are saying, yeah, I have not stolen. I depend only on mercy. I'm sadhu, yeah. But Srila Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj said, don't become crooked like this. Your punishment you will get if you run after dharma, artha, kama, moksha. This punishment is given. So why the sannyasa order is important? Just to show that one can be maintained only by prema bhakti. No need to run after dharma, artha, kama and moksha. For that only sannyasa order is needed. Because our goal is Krishna prema. Otherwise everybody will think Krishna prema is something very far. Who is having Krishna prema? It's very rare. That means no need any sannyasi, no need any preacher. Why we should preach? We disturb people. Because somebody doesn't want moksha, somebody wants dharma, somebody wants artha, somebody wants kama. Why we disturb people? But they don't understand that the real need of everybody is prema, panchama purushartha. These 4 purusharthas only cheating us. So, but Sripachachandra Maharaj said, Srila Guru Govinda Swami Maharaj words, that if we are running for 4 purusharthas, everything whatever we are preaching is like blank fire. Because we are doing this for prestige, name, fame, adoration. Oh, such nice sadhu. He speak nice story, so nicely explaining. And therefore Bhagavatam from the beginning has cleared everything nicely. First 3 shlokas, 1 to 3, go through it, you can understand it. And the first shloka is Sambandha. Janmadyasyo yatunvayad yatas chartesh abhigya swarat tene brahma hridaya jiva kavaye mukhyanti yatsuraya. And then up to satyam param dhimahi. And then nigama kalpataror, dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmatsaranam satam. Vedyam vastu matravastu shivadam taptrayon mulanam. This is the second, that is called abhideya. And the prayojana means nigama kalpataror galitam phalam shukamukat amrita drava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam horaho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. That means Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana, 3 shlokas of Bhagavatam, very, very important. And then we can give up this Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha by understanding these 3 shlokas and start Bhagavatam. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, what he said, by our crookedness we are trying to finish up this absolute truth. He said, there is no question of absolute. Absolute finished. We will not find absolute anymore. If he will not show a mercy, if our acharyas will not show a mercy, very soon we will not get any absolute truth. Sripachachandra Maharaj said like that. About our Vaishnava society also. We should always pray about that. When people saying, I don't need absolute, I just need something for my level, that means crookedness. How we will give a big kick to Maya. Our occupation will be only for pleasing the absolute truth. That's all. Sripachachandra Maharaj said, now everybody have telephone. smartphone. Telephone will call. Oh, please do this. Then you answer, no, I'm busy with seva. Then Maya will be defeated. But the moment we say, okay, I'm coming, Maya, I'm coming, you're waiting me. He said it, halfway seva. Seva will be half. As if we don't accept Maya's call, Maya calling to us, maybe Maya will create havoc. What is my occupation is? Only seva, nothing else. And body and mind awaken, already active. But Atma is in sleeping stage. Therefore, Yukta Vairagya is called active Vairagya. That means when Atma is having Vairagya, not only body and mind. In the time of sleeping, we are thinking about our body and mind. Even in dream also we are seeing the body and mind, but not Atma. The old Sadguru, their duty is just to wake up, Jiv Jago. They should try to wake up the Atma, the soul consciousness. Give up talking. Talking will not help. Just don't speak so much just to attract so many followers, so many listeners. And please speak, but speak something which one's self-consciousness will be developed. That is important. Not just speaking so many stories to attract audience, but speak something so that self-consciousness will be developed. I can do everything, but I cannot do Krishna Seva. Therefore Mahaprabhu said, Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi nurdayvami drishamiha janinanuragaha. That means I am so low class, I am no qualification at all I have. Is there anyone nonsense like me? So Bhagavan is so merciful. He has given the name, He given all Shaktis inside this name, all His potencies. And there is no any restrictions, no time, no place to chant the name. So much mercy He has given, but we are so unfortunate, we are not able to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra even one time. So, and Mahaprabhu prescriptions everywhere very strong. He gave medicine to us. So much fever we are having. Soul is having so much fever. Soul is sick, and Mahaprabhu gave medicine. Kirtaniya sada hari. You want to come out from all types of bondage, take this medicine. And he gave all prescription in these 8 shlokas. Trinada pisuni chena tarori vasahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada hari. Take this medicine. Therefore he gave these 8 shlokas. Kirtaniya sada hari is very important. You take my medicine with rock candy or honey, then you will be cured. 8 shlokas means Shikshashtaka. Prescriptions is there and also reassignment. That means prescriptions Gauragari gave this Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur saying, you take according prescription, you take medicine, but you should give up kapatya. You should give up crookedness. And you will become the true servitor of Bhagavan Krishna. And also Srila Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur said, whatever words will come out from your lips, it must be connected with Krishna. Nitya Dharma is eternal occupation, we can say. Nitya Karya, Nitya Kriya, this is Bhagavata Seva, serving to Krishna. Avismriti Krishna Padaravindayo Kshinotya Bhadrani cha samtanoti Sattvasya Shuddhim Paramatma Bhaktim Jnanam cha Vijnana Viraga Yuktam. Remembrance of Lord Krishna's lotus feet destroys everything inauspicious and awards the greatest good fortune. It purifies the heart and bestows devotion for the Supreme Soul, along with knowledge enriched with realization and renunciation. 12th Canto, 12th Chapter, 55. That means remembrance will come by listening. First we should listen, then do kirtan, then we can remember. Very easy process is given to us. The remembrance of Krishna will come from listening. So if we are not listening, so how the remembrance will come? And Atma soul in the dormant stage, therefore we are not able to remember Krishna. But still we are part of Krishna. Mamaevam so jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. So eternally we are part and parcel of Krishna. So the moment we listen from the right source, then this remembrance will come. Then we have forgotten Krishna. There is no remembrance about Krishna because we have not listened from the right source. Therefore we forgot Krishna. So Maya is waiting for this moment. The moment we forget, Maya will embrace us. It is said like that. If Krishna will come to our remembrance, we cannot give up Krishna anymore. That is sannyasa. That is all science, vijnana. By listening, one will know about himself. Who am I? Amike kene amai kene me jare tapatroy. Simply Mahaprabhu said to Sanatana Goswami, answering this question. Jibera swarupa hoy Krishnera nitya das. Directly he didn't say you are Krishna das. Jivera swarupa hoy. He said this is swarupa of jiva. You are having independence. And he didn't say Sanatana you are Krishna das. He said Jivera swarupa. Swarupa of jiva is to become Krishna das. Because he doesn't want to interfere in our independence. That's, you should see how diligently Mahaprabhu is dealing with Sanatana Goswami. He is not answering just, hey, you Krishna das. Jivera Swarupaho is Krishna das. Try to understand. Because if you are Jiva, you should understand it. Then Bhagavan said, Man mana bhavamad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. That means keep me in your mind, become my devotee, pay your businesses to me. And then Sanatana Goswami again asking. Again Mahaprabhu is saying, just remind you are Nitya Krishna Das. That means that was saying directly. Now he's saying indirectly. When one will understand his own Swarupa, then he will understand Krishna. That he is my master. He is everything for me. And I will do seva. I will do bhakti. So, one got Swarupa realization. Automatically he will serve. And then we say about love. We need love for Krishna. We have go above Brahman, above Paramatma. We go to Bhagavan Krishna. Because Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, just a partial realization. Therefore it is said Atmarata. Atmarata means to be satisfied just by Paramatma. Brahman and Paramatma, but that is not enough. Should be Atma Krida, should be some loving relationship with Krishna. And also should be Atmavan. Atmavan, all determination. All determination means we have to inquire about the tattva. We have to inquire. That is determination how to get this tattva. Like, maybe it's impossible in this life to get Krishna Prema. But I believe that by Krishna's mercy, everything is possible. So therefore, that is full determination. So now we just a little bit we today discussed about this sloka. Many things are there inside. Hare Krishna. Jai Granth Haraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Haribo.